Hello everybody, welcome to this Train Sim TV video. This is Mark. Today we're taking a look at the Stainmore, Shap and Eden Valley route from Steam Sound Supreme. As I record this, the route is still only available to pre-order customers, so the customers that pre-order the route will have it. For most people, once you watch this, if it's more than a few days old, I'm sure it'll be on general release. So do click the link at the bottom in the description. That'll take you to the page where the route is or will be available from. As I record this, there was no firm date on exactly when it was going to general release. So we're going to take a quick drive run here with an IV at 4MT. We're going to take a run from Plumpton Junction across to Hincaster. It's a run along the start of the Cumbrian coast route through Grange-Over-Sands, from what I've seen looks absolutely stunning. Get to Arnside and then we turn and go across through Sandside to Hincaster, which is over here. So our route will take us across from Arnside, up the coast through Grange-Over-Sands, and starting here at Plumpton. Before we do set off, I just want to show you the stunning work that Ben Yates and Phil Baines have done at the Glaxo works here at Plumpton. Some lovely farm assets that I've found as well, such as these here. I've just been looking at. It's stuff like this, the level of detail that I really love in this route. So the Ulverston Canal box, some nice point work going on there as well. So this is just outside Ulverston, obviously. The route ends before you actually get to Ulverston, but the sheer amount of scenery you actually get in this route is incredible. You don't get the Lakeside branch, at least as I record this, it's not got full scenery on it, but you do get everything else on this view that I'm showing at the minute. So you got the west coast from Carnforth up towards, well, nearly Carnforth, up towards Penrith. You got the Eden Valley route to Kirby Stephen. You got the Stainmore route from T-Bay right across to Barnard Castle, which is where in reality it joined what is in TS known as the Weardale route, and it joined that at Barnard Castle. So we're going to take this trip along. We're just having a look at some of these. I think the Furness is these at the Glaxo works, and there's some really nice custom detailing going on. Phil Baines here with it's incredible the amount of work that he puts into this stuff. You got the flames and everything above the furnace there. Just crazy amount of work has gone into that. You even got the little detailed little carts and everything. It's just superb. So we'll get back to our loco anyway, and start moving. As I said, we're moving here from Plumpton Junction across towards Grange-Over-Sands through Cark. That signal will pull off as soon as I pull the brakes off and start moving as well. So this is a quick drive to now, and everything you see in it, stock-wise, is actually, as far as I'm aware, included with the route. As you saw there, some lovely wagons going on. There's some wagons with tractors on and all sorts. It's just superb, the amount of work that's gone into stuff like that. So we're just departing now, as I said, from Plumpton Junction. Going to try and turn the loco down a bit whilst I'm talking, just trying to make it so you can actually hear what I'm saying. level track at the minute. We've got to go across Leaving Viaduct in a moment, which I've had a quick look at, and it's just a really nice model. So again, the i4MT that we're driving here, that's included with the Vute. A long awaited model as well. It's been something that people have been wanting for a really long time. And I've driven it a couple of times. I've driven it in another video which will be going live in the next few days of the Stainmore itself. And it's quite a good drive. I enjoy driving it. Got all the custom sounds and stuff that you usually get with Steam Sound Supreme stock. So this quick drive scenario that I've set up actually goes through to T-Bay, but I want to show the West Coast in its own video, which I will do in the next couple of weeks. So as I said, this is I love the texture on this. I'm just going to pause it for a minute. I absolutely love how you got the moss texture. As it gets further up, it sort of fades away and becomes just normal brick texture, because obviously that's how far the tile would go up. Let me just turn my mouse cursor off as well here. I've been building views and I don't want it to capture the mouse all the time on the screen. But I just love the work that's gone into this, such as the texture on the rocks here. And the overall modelling, it's just really, really good. Got the telegraph posts strung along the side. Just overall, the amount of work and dedication that Ben and Phil particularly have put into this to get these assets and the route itself made and out into release after, I think it's 5 years Ben's been working on it, 5 or 6 years. It's really good. I think personally for me, I've been lucky enough to help out in testing and stuff, and really kind of Ben to let me have a go at that. And for me it's the best Steam area we've got certainly to date, and my personal favourite section is the bit over Shap, although I haven't driven this much yet, and I'm really enjoying this coastal section as well. The whole thing is really nice, and you get different patches and stuff as well. So you can see I've got the VP trees at the minute. There's a patch coming with the route, so if you don't like the VP trees, you can use DCG trees, or you can even use Kuju as well. I think it's Kuju by default. So there's different tree patches and stuff you can use to give you different looks at the route. I love that wagon. The little tractor on it is superb. So we're heading up now towards Cark and Cartmore in a couple of minutes. That's where the race course is. I think that's like a couple of meets a year. Maybank holiday and August bank holiday normally. It's a really weird little place for a race course. It's just like in a village green almost when I drove past it a couple of years ago. Wasn't expecting to see it. So up to 30 miles an hour. We'll keep this train moving fairly slowly. We're not in any rush in this scenario. If we were going all the way to T-Bay, it's a 31-mile run. It would take us about 50 minutes, so you can see that T-Bay's just there. And that's 31 miles to there, so think how far Penrith and Barnard Castle are. You're talking 50-60 miles for each. And then all the bits in between. It's a lot of mileage. Look at the signal wires and stuff down the side. Custom signalling that's been added in. Very, very impressive. So at the moment we're coming along where all the riverbank and estuary and stuff are. You can see that clearly obviously on the side and over there. This is the Leven estuary. As far as I'm aware. And you got the little streams and stuff on the sides. You've got passenger view in the brake van. Nice custom sounds back here as well in the brake. Meanwhile our loco continues on up front. I love the telegraph post detail as well. I know Benefield did quite a bit with different various custom assets and stuff with these. And they line the route, and there's different ones with different amounts of wires on them and stuff like that. And different methods of doing it, like on the viaducts you saw earlier, obviously. Now I've kind of killed the fire a little bit here, but we'll just gloss over that at the moment. We'll just pretend that's not happened. I've done a tom. Not sure how I've done that. I think I forgot to put the dampers on. So I'm currently fighting with to try and bring the fire around a bit, which isn't great when I think we've got a bit of a climb up here in a second towards car. There's a climb in the other direction slightly. So as I said, this is a quick drive scenario. You get, I think it's 16 scenarios in with the route or something like that. You get quite a lot of scenarios in with the route, portraying various different actions and stuff like that. And I've got a feeling scenario packs will follow, personally. But who knows, maybe not. I've just got a feeling that they will. Because there's so much potential. Especially where the West Coast and stuff are concerned. The focus of this route primarily is the Stainmore route, but to have stuff like this included as well is fantastic. So we're just coming up towards Cark in a second. Before we get there, we'll go and have a little look around here. Sort of shows you some of the detail that's gone into this. And remember with stuff like this is where you can't just, like, if you're building a modern route, you can just nip out to the station and take a photo. With stuff like this, you've actually got to research properly with books and internet and stuff like that to find signs such as that Furness railway sign and stuff like that. And, you know, the stuff like the crossing gates and buildings and various bits and pieces. It takes so much work with a steam heavy route. Having tried myself and, to be honest, failed over the years to do it. It takes a lot of work to do something like this, and to do it to this standard. It's very good. I love the tall post semaphore. The building is floating a little bit there. I'm sure Ben will see that and fix it when he sees it. But I like the canopy on Cark and Cartwell Station. Signage included and everything. I'm going to have to do something with this fire in a minute on the engine. Move back to it out of water and all sorts. I just love the attention to detail with stuff like the water tower's got the chain on it and everything. And those obviously animate as well when you go near them. So this is Cark signal box. It's a funny little cabin. That's only small. Barely big enough to swing a cat in. So we are now approaching pretty slowly because I've ballsed up completely. But here we are nevertheless. Got some good shed in the background as well, you can see. Grange-Over-Sands, Kent's Bank, that section I'm looking forward to seeing. I'm going to do some reporting now. It's getting to a desperate stage. Good job it is a freight train, not a express passenger or something I'm driving. I don't think I'd make it to the top link driving like this. So this line in reality would have continued through to Carnforth. As it is in this one, in this route it ends at Arnside. We turn off back towards the west coast and Hincaster, which is where we join the west coast, of where this video will end. I'm thinking maybe using the class 50 or something for a video over Shap. This is shameful driving. Tom would probably be going faster. Although I suspect we would only be able to go 35 with this train anyway in reality. But again, pretty nice detail around these crossings and stuff. A little bit of bush going through the hut, but otherwise it's just really I don't know what the word is for it, it's just picturesque. Just looks right. Because I know when I tried to do Stainmore, as I said, it's difficult to get the balance and everything with the scenery. Because you obviously can't see it with your own eyes. So a lot of research goes into it. Got an AI train coming over it. Let's go have a little look down by Kent's Bank area. So you got the estuary coming on here. I love the sand. That's a nice texture. You got the sand and it merges into grassy sand. That's fantastic. So obviously it's the mud flats around here, so the tide would be well out, as it often is. So that's the appearance that they've gone for here, with the tide well out down there. It's a nice super elevated curve. So the tracking correct locations does obviously feature, like I say, super elevation and stuff like that. Meanwhile, we're basically coming to a stand at this rate. There is a train coming the other way actually with a 4F. It's going faster than me at the minute. In fact, it's absolutely storming. And here comes us toddling around the corner. So this is coming up to Kent's Bank, so you've got Kent's Bank station. Very nice. And one thing I noticed as well, which I'll go into in a second, that Ben's actually gone and done, or Phil and Ben rather, is that because this line is LMS and the Stainmore route was LNER, they've actually gone through LMS posters on the LMS stations, Midland region posters. And if you look at the ones on the Stainmore route, the LNER and Eastern region sort of posters, not just a generic set. It's really nice attention to detail. It's Kent's Bank Station. Again, it's a lot of custom stuff going on here. As if they've actually put the right... is that the right timetable? Looks like the right timetable to me, although it's Windermere, maybe not, but that's really still nice attention to detail even then. Maybe I'm just expecting far too much. But really enjoying looking at that. There's animated crossings. So this is a location I visited myself quite a few times, between Kent's Bank and Grange-Over-Sands for the 37s, when they used to run the Company and Coast services. Still trying to get steam back into the engine. So coming down towards Grange-Over-Sands now, you can sort of see the edge of the town just up above us. Very soon we'll be coming along there. I know Ben put a lot of work into stuff around it, because I remember him showed me at the time, like the seawall and everything. In fact, I think we should pause it whilst we're in this area, just so we can take a look at some of the details. So you got the promenade here, with hottest benches and everything. I know this was the thing that Ben was really proud of, is the, I think it's the Lido. Look at that. 3D models as well. That is absolutely amazing. Really good, really well modelled, and just fine detailing work there. Great stuff. Shader in a pot roof. Well, one for Ben there. I assume we were watching this. There's a bit of an LED issue with that building, sort of appears a bit late. But all the tiling in there, that's nice. There's a footbridge here as well. Oh, I could have got a nice screenshot there. Maybe I still can. We'll cheat and we'll take one on pause. That's nice. But the promenade's all detailed. You got the seawall and everything going along here. And this is one of those routes where you keep sort of looking at it and thinking, because there's stuff here that I didn't see the first time I had a quick look. It's one of those routes where you sort of keep going back to it and you think, I didn't spot that last time. There's stuff like this little shelter here, the bandstand. Yes, it is. I've got a lot of respect for the guys that have put the work into this, because I know how much time and effort's gone into it. And it's just amazingly well crafted. Just have a little look around Grange before we unpause the game again. Now I suspect that Ben will have been to, or Phil, or both, will have been to Grange and researched much of this themselves, I would imagine. Because a lot of this will still obviously be around the canopies and stuff. I love that, the little fruit boxes. It's nice. Camping coaches in the yard at Grange as well. And then you've obviously got the signal box. Look at the detailing that's gone on in this goods yard. And still you got the promenade continuing all the way down here. This is Grange signal box. Grange-Over-Sands. Try and get a picture here somewhere. So this is a classic location. We're just coming up through Grange-Over-Sands station, then we're going to go through the yard. Past the yard rather, not through it. That'd be a nice picture there with the footbridge. So very soon we'll be heading out across Arnside Viaduct before we turn off and go towards Hincaster. Turn off there at Arnside towards Sandside and Hincaster, as I said. And in a moment we'll see Arnside Viaduct. Once it renders in, we'll see it come into view. Not there just yet because the train's simulator. You also get all sorts of stuff like custom animals as well that's been made for the route. So there's loads of different ones, different positions and stuff like that. All sorts of livestock being made. Farm buildings, as I said before. Other bits and bobs like industrial buildings. And some rather interesting signals as well. I'm not sure what's happened there. Maybe that's been patched since the version I have. Some rather interesting signals as well with the little shunt arms and stuff on. And stuff like the coal staves. This is Meathop or Meathop. I imagine it's Meathop. Or Meathrop. I wonder if there's a spelling error on the marker there, because the marker says Meathrop, but the box says Meathop. So it might well be a. Maybe the box is spelled wrong because all the markers say Meathop. So unless it's just like that. Who knows? We'll have a little fly over here and have a look at Arnside Viaduct. Again, it's the same as Leven Viaduct as per real life. Obviously, the difference between Arnside and Leven is that the estuary itself is much wider. And he's put the water at the same sort of height. So that's a continuous theme, is that the tide's been kept at the same height, which is a good bit of consistency there. So we're going to have to get the train slowed down a little bit as we come along here. But again, just really nice texture work that's gone on to create this. And the bit over the river as well, obviously, that's slightly different on both sides. On this side, it's actually on one side of Arnside. But you got the river estuary. And then you got the way the texturing's been done, as I said before. So you got like a damper sand, and then a drier sand, and a grassy sand. Because if you wanted to, and a lot of people won't notice, you could just chuck sand paint down here and nobody really notice. It's that sort of level of detail that is great. I love the bathers and stuff on the beach. It's really really captures the ambience. Of course, you got Arnside Station and stuff up there. We'll have a little ride across the viaduct, and then we'll take pictures of coming across the far side, I think. Got to slow down for a 10-mile-an-hour limit over here, in the other side of the junction, I mean. So we'll be following the estuary towards Hincaster. I'm just going to pause it because I want to see if I get a picture somewhere around here. Oops, not out my mouse over. Standard fog went the other way. So we're turning off now. I'm going to go left instead of going straight on towards Carnforth. The line does end just after Arnside in the game. We're just going to turn off now towards Sandside and eventually Hincaster. Nice delay on the signals as well, they don't just pop straight back up. We've passed that signal, what, 20 seconds ago? And it hasn't just like bounced straight back up in the air. Nice detailing. So just easing around the curve because it's 10-mile-an-hour limit still. We're just going on to the 45 limit, and when we get onto that we can open up a bit. On the 45 limit now. So as we're going along the river, I'll just let the loco do some of the talking for a bit so you can hear that. So hopefully you enjoyed the full sort of range of sound effects there. Going just through Sand Place in a second, there's a quarry here and stuff. We're about sort of Sandside, sorry. So why do I keep saying Sand Place? I've been saying that all the way, haven't I? I've been saying Sand... No, I don't know what I've been saying. Talking a lot of garbage is what I've been saying, probably. No new there though. So we're just going up to Sandside. It is Sandside, isn't it? Yeah, Sandside. Arnside, Sandside, I remember it like that. So we're just coming through Sandside now. There's a quarry and stuff around here. A few sidings. As we then carry on up towards Hincaster where we'll be ending this video. It's still 20 odd miles to Tibet if we were going all that way. That's another totally different station. Now this line actually closed to passengers as long ago as 1942. This is, again, it's a different one. It's another custom station that's been totally, it's totally different style to all the rest. And you can just imagine the work that all gone into it, obviously. Still got the river estuary down the side here. The quarry itself is actually this bit. Look at the detail that's gone into the loader. God. Just really, really impressive. A little bit of a rock through the track there, but otherwise, very, very nice. Up here. Oh, cool. I wasn't expecting to see this on here. I thought I didn't know that. I didn't really think there was much on this branch, to be fair. Well, that's a nice surprise. Well, this was known as the Hincaster branch, as far as I remember. Got quite a climb now, because obviously we've got to climb up to the level of the west coast. So we're coming up towards Heversham next. So we'll change from 17172 to 185. This strikes me as something that would have made a perfect reserve railway looking at it. So the loco going up here is absolutely flat out. There's nothing else to give. We're nearly at Hincaster now, where we'll be ending this video. It's not far past Heversham. I like the scenes that you can sort of capture on this one with the little farm bridges and stuff. But again, the one thing I would say again is each part of this route you sort of go along and it has its own atmosphere. So the Stainmore feels wild and bleak. Eden Valley feels picturesque and rolling hillsides. Shap, well, the Loom Gorge says enough, doesn't it, really, about Shap. And obviously the incredible climb and everything. And then you got this, which is, again, it's the coast, obviously, totally different feel with the Lido and everything at Grange-Over-Sands, and then this just feels beautiful. It's climbing up from the riverbed, you're going up through the estuary and you're climbing up towards the West Coast main line. You know, we'll be up there in a minute and we'll be on the main line if we wanted to be. As I said, I will do that in a separate video because it's too long to keep doing one video, and also that can attract a different audience if the show class 50 on that route. So it's, if you like your steam, even if you like your early diesels, like the class 50 for instance, this route is just stunning. It's really diverse, and obviously there's different speeds and stuff. Like, we're currently rolling along here at 28 mile an hour on the 45 limit, if you go on the Shap route, you're obviously going to be up at 70 odd mile an hour for some sections, even faster. And it's a good chunk of the west coast as well. So you got all the way from down here at Burton, all the way up to Penrith. So there's decent, fair old whack. So we're just coming off the steepest part of the gradient now, as we head up towards Hincaster. Not far now round the corner. So yeah, this route's currently on pre-order. It's going to be out generally, as I'm recording it's on pre-order. By the time that it goes live, the route might actually be on general release. I don't know. I've not been told anything about that. For most people watching, it probably already is on general release. Just very impressed with it. So we've got another 10 mile an hour limit as we get to the west coast. So this is the west coast that we're coming up to now, obviously. As you can imagine, it's a totally different kettle of fish when you get on there. It's high speed mainline, a bit different to what we've been on. And this is obviously the junction for Hincaster. Hincaster Junction, is it? I guess. Yeah, Hincaster Junction. So you got the signal box and everything that goes on here. Just starting out with the brakes and stuff. You got the point where the signal will stand to take the token for trains coming off the branch for Arnside and Sandside. $80 mile an hour, you see. So if you were on something like a Duchess or a Jubilee or something faster, you could fly up there, and then you're obviously knowing that you got to tackle Shap and Gravy, because you can go through Oxnell on this route as well. Just knowing what lies ahead. We'll cover that in a different video, as I said. And I'm sure it's going to be the feature of some of Tom's live streams as well, because it's a route we both really enjoy. So thanks so much for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed that look at the coastal side of the Stainmore Shap Valley route. We'll be doing a Stainmore video, we'll be doing a video on the West Coast main line as well, I'm sure. I really enjoyed that video. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Remember, you can catch Tom usually live on Twitch Tuesdays and Saturdays at 8 PM. And also, don't forget, please do like, subscribe, comment on our videos. Very much appreciate that. Cheers for watching, guys. See you later. Bye.